Good afternoon, guys. I want to continue that topic remained in this wave propagation concept. Okay, these are the topics covered so far. Okay, these are the topics covered so far. For conducting medium, for dielectric medium, what are the propagation constants, attenuation constant, and phase constant, phase velocity. Okay, and associated problems are covered, right? Okay, for pure conductors, that attenuation constant, beta, phase constant, both are same. Okay, that is square root of omega mu sigma by 2. So this intrinsic impedance is also covered. So this is the concept now. Wave propagation in good dielectrics. Okay, wave propagation in good dielectric materials. Okay, what is the condition for conductors? Okay, from the relation of sigma by omega epsilon, if the sigma by omega epsilon is much greater than 1, then it is said to be a good conductor, right? Similarly, for the good dielectrics, and electrically it is dead, okay, and it is not conducting. Okay, wave propagation in good dielectrics consider, and when we consider the good dielectrics in wave propagating, okay, wave propagating media, then the conductivity is very low, right? Sigma by omega epsilon is much less than 1, or simply sigma is less than, much less than omega epsilon, right? That is sigma by omega epsilon is much greater than 1. This is the condition for conductors. Okay, sigma by omega epsilon is much less than 1, means sigma is much less than omega epsilon. This is the expression. Okay, the expression for the propagation constant gamma equal to square root of j omega mu into sigma plus j omega epsilon. That is well known expression. In that, when we take the term j omega mu as a common term, j omega mu, when we take that j omega mu as a common term, what do we get? Of course, j omega epsilon is the another term. That's why j omega mu, when we take it a common, okay, into square root of j omega epsilon, and from this expression, when we take that j omega epsilon as a common term again, okay, sigma by j omega epsilon plus 1, right? Or 1 plus sigma by j omega epsilon. So j omega mu into j omega epsilon into square root of 1 plus sigma by j omega epsilon. Did you get it? Okay, and this is the expression. So j omega mu. Okay, so in this, again, if you take the term j omega epsilon, okay, what we get? 1 plus sigma by j omega epsilon. Okay, this is the expression we get. Okay, again, in between these two, root over j omega epsilon is the common term. Okay, so j omega into j omega is the j square omega square. Root over and j square omega square are cancelled. That's why only j omega is the remaining term. And square root of mu into square root of epsilon is the square root of mu into epsilon, square root of 1 plus sigma by j omega epsilon. Okay, see here, j omega into square root of mu epsilon into square root of 1 plus sigma by j omega epsilon, that is j omega root mu epsilon. Remember, omega into mu epsilon is nothing but a beta, okay, right? And a beta into square root of 1 plus sigma by j omega epsilon. And can I write this expression as 1 plus sigma by j omega epsilon whole power 1 by 2 beta into, okay, now this is in the form of the 1 plus x whole power 1 by n, right? 1 plus x whole power 1 by n form. Okay, how it is possible to expand that type of expression? Okay, such type of expressions are uh, expanded by using the binomial expansion theorem, right? So according to the binomial expansion theorem, see here, 1 plus sigma by j omega epsilon whole power 1 by 2, which is equal to 1 plus sigma by 2 j omega epsilon. Okay, and this is the 1 by n. This is the 1 by n term. Okay, 1 by n. Okay, next minus 1 by n square. Next 1 by n cube. Okay, in this way it is expanded. Get it? 1 plus. Okay, this is the form like 1 plus x power 1 by n. Okay, how it is expanded? 1 plus 1 plus x by 2 plus into actually 1 by n into 1 by n into, okay, here 1 by n square. Okay, this is the positive and this is the negative. Again 1 by n cube into x. Okay, in this way it is expanded. So the expansion of this statement 1 plus sigma by 2 j omega epsilon plus 1 by n square, that is 1 by 4, okay, sigma square by 2 j square omega square epsilon square plus next 1 by n cube, that is 1 by 8. Okay, this term is increasing in the order of 1, 2 square, 2 cube, 2 power 4, like that. Okay, since sigma omega epsilon is much less than 1, the higher order terms can be neglected. Why? Because why higher order terms are neglected here? Why? Because here in the denominator, this is 1 by n power 1. Okay, this is 1 by n square. 1 by n square. Okay, whenever it is expanded, the denominator is quite dominating, right? When the denominator is higher, the entire term, this is the 1 by 2 is the 0.5, but here 1 by 4 is 0.25. Here 0.125. Okay, the significant coefficient value. Okay, the significant coefficient is decreases, right? Okay, that's why that higher order terms are neglected. Did you get this? Why higher order terms are neglected? So when higher order terms are neglected, only considered first three terms. Therefore, for the good approximation, 1 plus 1 by n, 1 by n and 1 by n square. Okay, and 1 by sigma square by sigma by j omega epsilon into 1 by 2 square into 2 is the 8. So gamma equal to j omega into square root of mu epsilon. We consider instead of this term, instead of these terms, consider only instead of this term, they consider only these parameters. So gamma equal to j omega square root of mu epsilon into 1 plus sigma by 2 j omega epsilon plus sigma square by 8 omega square epsilon square. So now equating real and imaginary terms on both sides. So alpha plus j beta equal to this term. From this, alpha equal to sigma by 2 into square root of mu by epsilon, and beta equal to omega into root over mu epsilon plus sigma square to mu epsilon by 8 omega square epsilon square. Okay, equating the real and imaginary terms, we get alpha value is this and beta value is this. Okay, for perfect or lossless dielectric, sigma equal to 0. Okay, so beta equal to sigma equal to 0. Sigma equal to 0 means omega into root over mu epsilon 1 plus 0. So beta equal to omega into root over mu epsilon, and alpha equal to sigma by 2 square root of mu by epsilon. These two terms, alpha value and beta value. For conductors, what we get? For conductors, square root of omega mu sigma by 2 alpha, and the beta value is also square root of omega mu sigma by 2. Okay. Now, what is the intrinsic impedance of that lossy medium? So eta equal to square root of j omega mu by sigma plus j omega epsilon is the fundamental expression for intrinsic impedance. From that, when we take the word omega and epsilon, okay, and when we take the term epsilon in the denominator, so sigma by omega epsilon, okay, j omega epsilon, sigma by j omega epsilon plus 1, okay, from the numerator, and we take the word, okay, j omega mu, okay, j omega both are cancelled, only mu by epsilon is remain, okay. So this is also expanded by using binomial expansion theorem, binomial expansion theorem. Okay, when we expanded using binomial expansion theorem, so okay, if the higher order terms are neglected, if the higher order terms are neglected, the intrinsic impedance for good dielectric is eta equal to square root of mu by epsilon into 1 plus sigma by 2 omega epsilon. Okay. When we take this j term to numerator, it becomes plus, right? So plus j into sigma by 2 omega epsilon. Okay. Okay, that is when a wave is traveling in a lossy dielectric medium due to the conductivity to a reactive component. And due to the conductivity, a reactive component is added in the impedance. Okay. Thus, when a wave is traveling in a lossy dielectric medium due to the conductivity, a reactive component is added in the impedance parameter when we compare to that conductivity, okay, of the earlier derivation. Similarly, what is the expression for phase velocity? We know that the velocity of the wave is omega by beta, right? So omega by what is the beta of the dielectric coefficient? Phase constant. Omega into square root of mu epsilon into 1 plus sigma square by 8 omega square epsilon square, right? So phase velocity equal to 1 by mu epsilon. Okay, omega both are cancelled here. Okay, here omega both are cancelled. Okay, only 1 by square root of mu epsilon is remains. Okay, 1 by square root of mu epsilon into 1 plus sigma square by 8 omega square epsilon square of okay, actually when we take into the numerator, it becomes minus 1. Okay, so phase velocity, okay, 1 by square root of mu epsilon, right? What it will be mu epsilon? Mu naught into mu r into epsilon naught into epsilon r. So mu naught into epsilon naught, 1 by square root of mu naught into epsilon naught is nothing but v naught, and mu r and epsilon r, mu r and epsilon r is remains here. Okay, mu r into epsilon r. Why? Because that mu r and epsilon r are one for free space condition, right? Mu r equal to 1, epsilon r equal to 1. But when the medium is changed, and other than the free space, that relative permittivity and permeability are changed. Okay, according to that medium sources, right? That's why that epsilon r and mu r is not equal to 1. Okay, that's why we have to consider that mu r and epsilon r into 1 minus sigma square by 8 omega square epsilon square. Okay, that is the phase velocity. Okay, see here for practical dielectric materials. Okay, for practical dielectric materials, the conductivity sigma is very small, right? Why? Because that is a dielectric material; it doesn't conduct current, right? Because of that, the conductivity coefficient sigma is very small. Okay? The velocity propagation reduces slightly compared to free space velocity. Okay, but how much factor it reduces, which depends upon, okay, the relative permittivity and permeability of that medium. Okay, as conductivity sigma of the medium increases, the loss of the energy in the wave increases and the velocity decreases. Okay, that is the reason. Get it? Conductivity of the medium increases, the loss of energy in the wave. The loss of energy in the wave increases because of the higher conductivity, and velocity decreases, okay, because of the conduction mechanism. Okay, for example, okay, and it's just like the temperature of the metal, the temperature conduction of the metal. Okay. For example, phase velocity in a seawater is less than the phase velocity in rainwater. Okay, that is the best example. See, get it? So now consider one problem associated to this dielectric materials. A uniform plane wave at a frequency of 1 GHz is traveling at a large black box. A large block of dielectric material with the relative permittivity is 55 and the relative permeability is 1, and conductivity of that material is 0.05 Siemens per meter. Then determine gamma, eta, beta, lambda. Okay, propagation constant, intrinsic impedance, phase constant, and wavelength. So according to the problem statement, relative permittivity is 55, permeability is 1, sigma is 0.05, f equal to 1 gigahertz means 1 into 10 power 9. So, operating frequency in angle frequency omega equal to 2 phi f, right? From that expression of frequency f equal to 1 gigahertz, 2 phi into 1 10 power minus 9. Okay, so 1 gigahertz, this is the 1 gigahertz. So omega into epsilon is okay, data that is being ready for the further usage. So 25 into 10 power 9 into 55 E naught. Okay. So 3.06, that E naught value is how much? This is 8.854 into 854 into 10 power minus 12. Okay, since sigma is much less than omega epsilon, okay, that is the condition for good dielectric. The attenuation constant alpha equal to sigma by 2 into square root of mu by epsilon, right? Okay, that is the derived earlier. So alpha equal to, what is the sigma value they mentioned? Sigma value 0.05. So this is the 0.05 by 2 into square root of, see here, this is the mu naught into mu r, this is the epsilon naught into epsilon r. So mu naught into epsilon naught is the 125, whose value is 125, okay, into square root of mu r by epsilon r. What is the mu r value? 1, and epsilon r value 55. So square root of 1 by 55 is 6.354 is the Napier per meter. The alpha is the attenuation constant that is always measured in decibels or Napiers per meter. So similarly, phase constant is beta equal to omega into square root of mu epsilon 1 plus sigma square by 8 omega square epsilon square. Just to have to substitute the expression directly. Omega value, okay, mu and epsilon naught, mu r and mu into mu r, mu naught into mu r, epsilon naught into epsilon r, and substitute the same sigma value and simplify. We get the beta value is this 155.32. And when we find that alpha and beta individually, and propagation constant gamma is the sum of attenuation constant and phase constant. That's why gamma equal to alpha plus j beta equal to 6.354 plus 155.32. That is the propagation constant. And phase velocity is omega by beta. Directly substitute those values. Similar intrinsic impedance is square root of mu by epsilon into 1 plus j into sigma by 2 omega epsilon. Remember this expression. Why? Because this expression is quite different for the conductors and dielectrics. For the conductors, the theta value equal to square root of mu by epsilon. Okay, that's all. Why? Because that sigma term is 0 for that conductors. When we consider the dielectric materials, you have to consider, or this expression is a part of the intrinsic impedance. Okay, actually, intrinsic impedance of the free space is how much? 377 ohms. And when we substitute that mu and epsilon value, okay, and mu r and epsilon naught, mu r and epsilon r both are say 1. Square root of mu naught by epsilon naught gives us 377 ohms or 125. Okay, and when we substitute all those values, we get uh, the intrinsic impedance is 50.83. Actually, for free space, that same intrinsic impedance is 377 ohms, but here it is 50.83 only. Similarly, operating wavelength, okay, lambda equal to 5 by beta, 25 by what is the value of beta here? 155.32. Okay, so 25 by 155.32 equal to 0.040. Okay, meters, 0.0404. Okay, uh, that's all about that problem. So this is the next problem. A 100-volt per meter plane wave of frequency 300 megahertz travels in an infinite lossless medium having mu r value is 1 and epsilon r value is 9 and sigma value is 0. Okay. Then write the complete time domain equation for E and H field vectors. Okay. This is an excellent problem. See here, what is the field strength? E naught equal to 100 volt per meter. Okay, they mentioned E naught value, not E. Okay, E naught value. F equal to 300 megahertz. Okay, that is the E naught value is according to the Sommerfeld equation. So mu r value is 1, epsilon r value equal to 9, sigma value equal to 0. Omega value is 2 phi f. Already they mentioned frequency. From that 2 phi into 300 is 1.8 into 10 power 9 H. The medium is said to be lossless. That's why alpha equal to 0. So beta equal to omega into square root of mu epsilon. Okay, this is the lossless medium, right? That's why beta value is omega root mu epsilon, omega into square root of mu naught into mu or epsilon naught into epsilon or. Okay, square root of mu naught into epsilon naught is the 1 by v, right? Free space velocity. So omega by v or c and 3 into 10 power 8 is constant, right? Square root of mu r into epsilon r. So when we substitute the same here, it gives us 18 radian per meter. When we substitute all those parameters, okay, assume that the plane wave traveling in the z direction. Okay, you have to choose either direction of x, y, z. Okay, here let it be assume the wave traveling in the z direction with electric field E as a field component in the direction. Okay, field component in the direction and H field as a H as a sorry, the wave is traveling in z direction means E is traveling in x direction and H is in y direction. Why? Because the direction of propagation is always perpendicular to the T and H components, right? See here, or suppose this is the x component, this is the y component, and this is the z component. For suppose wave traveling in the x direction, this is the E component and this is the H component, or E and H components. Okay, these three are always perpendicular to each other. That's why when the wave is traveling in the z direction, then the electric field has a component in x direction and H field has a component in y direction. Okay, then the electric field intensity in the time domain is E equal to E naught into cos of omega t minus beta. That is the standard format. Just to have to substitute those values. So E equal to E naught value is how much? According to the problem statement, 100, right? Cos of omega value is 1.8 into 10 power 9. Okay, frequency 2 phi f, right? Minus beta value is how much from the earlier expression? 18 z. Okay. Okay. Towards okay, unit vector direction of Ax volt per meter. Similarly, the impedance is eta equal to square root of mu by epsilon. Just you have to substitute that mu naught in epsilon naught. Mu naught in mu naught equal mu equal to mu naught into mu or epsilon equal to epsilon naught into epsilon or When we simplify the above expression, we get the impedance of 125.6 ohms. Okay. Similarly, the magnetic field intensity in the time domain, the magnetic field intensity is same. What is the relation between E and H? What is the relation between E and H? Okay, eta equal to E by H. From this, E equal to eta into H, or H equal to E by eta. Okay, this relation is used here. H equal to E naught by eta cos of omega t minus beta z. So 100 by 125 into cos of 1.8 into 10^9 minus 18 z. So 100 by 125 means 0.8 cos of 1.8 into 10^9 t minus 18 z ay ampere per meter. Okay, why? Because that x is in the x direction, electric field is in the x direction, and magnetic field in the y direction, and the direction of propagation is in the z direction. Is it clear? Okay, and this is the last concept. Okay, this plus depth of penetration or skin depth. Okay, this is very important in the short answer questions and competitive examinations. So when the wave propagates through the conducting medium, it is attenuated. Okay, what it means? Okay, when the wave is passing through that conducting medium, the resultant field strength or significant amplitude decreases. Okay, with respect to travel distance. Okay, as frequency increases, the rate of attenuation also increases. Okay, what it means? The wave penetrates only very small depth before it attenuates to the negligible value. Okay, that is the problem. So the depth of penetration is simply defined as the distance at which the wave attenuates by 37.7%, okay, or 37%, 1 by E, okay, and a 1 by 2.37, or approximately 37% of its maximum amplitude. It is also defined as a reciprocal of the attenuation constant. Reciprocal of attenuation constant means 1 by alpha. So the depth of penetration of skin depth is always denoted with delta. So that is a small delta. Okay, the small delta equal to 1 by alpha, where alpha is the attenuation constant. Okay, this depth of penetration is also called as alpha is attenuation constant. See here, okay, this is a very simple proof. Consider the wave propagating through conducting medium in the z direction. We know that the amplitude of the electric field vector attenuates exponentially with the attenuation constant alpha. Okay, and from that above expression delta equal to 1 by alpha. That is E equal to E naught into E power minus alpha z, where E naught is the maximum amplitude. The depth of at a depth equal to the skin depth at 1 by E or z equal to delta, that E equal to 1 by E times, right? That is 1 by 2.37 times, or 37%. That's why from G equal to G naught by E, E naught by E. Okay, that's why E naught by E equal to, that is E equal to E naught by E, and that term is divided with E. That E naught into E power minus alpha into, okay, in place of Z, it is slightly deviated as a delta. So E by E naught equal to 1 by E equal to E power minus alpha into delta. So E power minus 1. 1 by E means E power minus 1 equal to E power minus alpha into delta. Okay, or simply when we compare the both terms of left and right, so minus minus cancel. Minus of alpha into delta equal to 1. So delta into alpha equal to 1. So skin depth of delta equal to 1 by alpha. Okay, for a lossy medium, that skin depth is 1 by alpha. Alpha value is how much? Omega into square root of mu epsilon by 2 into 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon whole square minus 1. Okay, this is already derived, right? For conductors, that is actually omega mu sigma by 2. Actually, alpha value is square root of omega mu sigma by 2. Of course, beta value is also same. Okay, so that 1 by alpha means square root of that reciprocal value 2 by omega mu sigma. For good dielectrics, delta equal to 1 by alpha equal to 2 by alpha 2 by sigma into square root of, actually this is the reverse, right? For the dielectrics, that is 1 by alpha, that is alpha value is how much, sigma by 2 into square root of mu by epsilon, but skin depth is reciprocal, that's why it is reciprocal here again. Okay, for perfect conductors, sigma equal to infinite, skin depth is 0 obviously. For lossless dielectrics, alpha equal to 0, that's why depth differentiation is infinite. So at microwave frequency, the skin depth is very small. Okay, in good conductors, a field strength reduces to almost 0 at 2 delta and 3 delta depth. Okay, all the fields and currents are confined to only a very thin surface layer of good conductor. So no fields and currents exist inside the conductor. Remember that point. See here, find a skin depth at a frequency of 1.6 megahertz. Okay, how much it is? 1.6 megahertz, and in aluminum, the sigma value is 38.2. Okay, and mu r value is 1. Okay, find the propagation constant and wave velocity in the medium. So f equal to 1.6 megahertz, sigma equal to 38.2, omega epsilon equal to 2.5 into something. Okay, so for a good conductor, sigma value is much greater than omega epsilon. Okay, skin depth is given by delta equal to square root of 2 by omega mu sigma. Just you have to substitute the same values, and we get the skin depth value is 64.37 micrometers. Okay, propagation constant gamma value is alpha plus j beta. Okay, what is the alpha value and beta value? Okay, according to problem, square root of 2 by omega mu sigma, right? Just you have to substitute the same and simplify. Okay, and velocity of propagation is omega by beta, just you have to substitute that omega value and beta value, and we get 648 meters per second. Okay, that much velocity of propagation is occurred in that medium. Okay, it's all about skin depth. Okay, it's a very important concept. Okay, with this topic, the first part of that entire fifth unit is covered. Okay, okay, remaining concept I will continue in the tomorrow's class.